It is the weekend and literally hours before the live eviction, the third, if I'm not mistaken, the third official live eviction, that will have at least one housemate leaving the season. And I hope you voted for your faves. Now, of course, one who was up for eviction, KB, has been disqualified from the competition. So we officially have 7 more housemates who are up for eviction. Oyanda, Abobo, Sipesile, Spilile, Gugu, Mata, and Msuku. Now, of course, I hope you voted, or else it's going to be crazy. Now let's get right into the gist of this particular video. So at this point, I think day by day we get to see the real self of whom Ezra is. And out of 100%, he is failing woefully. Now, of course, one of the pointers towards his failure as a person with a good character and vibe of relationship to people is how he reacted, especially as the head of house, with the fight of Swiss and Oyanda. Instead of a leader to stick to being neutral and trying to settle a fight, he chose to take sides and sided with Swiss. Now, I understand that maybe he felt he needed to, that, Oyanda was at fault according to him and all that. But as a leader or somebody at the top governing a number of people, you have to just find a common ground and be in the middle, or you leave that situation as much as possible. Then the other one is the fact that now he's apologizing for something he didn't mean, and no matter how much he didn't mean it, it comes to show that this is part of his personality. And because he feels he is an alpha male, he is the in thing, the fine, tall, buff guy that he feels he is. He would not know when he says what his mind thinks and believes, and then now he would have to apologize and lie about it. So earlier, during the Thursday pool party, we saw that the housemates were having fun and all that, and Mshini, whom he has interest in, was taking some bottles. Like, she drank and got tipsy, right? And instead of him to be very picky about his words towards her, he made a statement that kind of hurt her. He said something like, "You are very loose." Now, according to him, he meant something else, but this pissed Mshini so much that she felt insulted. That why would he say that she is loose, meaning that, she goes around as though she goes around sleeping with people, as though she goes around kissing everybody, and she has no self-control, she is for the streets and stuff like that. That is how she sees it, and that's how the public would most definitely see it when you tell somebody, "Oh, you're very loose." But instead, here he is apologizing to her in the presence of Swiss, if I'm not mistaken, having to say that that's not what he meant. He just meant that, she was free. She was gulping her alcohol. She is free to do that and enjoy herself. To be honest, at some point, his explanation didn't even make sense. I just was like, you know what? Why don't you just focus and apologize and say that's not what you meant, and move on and change and desist from using certain type of words with people.
I felt like that's disrespectful. Yeah, like, you cannot say I'm loose. Like, you say you can't handle your alcohol, but I didn't know how to state it.
So, there is something that has been happening recently. Within the first 2 weeks, Big Brother, or the first 10 days, Big Brother was warning the housemates on the fact that they were faltering on rules on purpose. It's one thing to make mistakes without realizing, but these guys were faltering Big Brother's rules on purpose. And then it followed with a season of Big Brother dishing out punishments back to back without hesitation. And it seems like Pilile and Guluva want to be punished because Big Brother gave a stringent rule during their wager task, and Big Brother told them that the group that loses does not have any business in the kitchen. They are not supposed to come close to the kitchen or be seen there and their feeding and all that will be controlled by the group that wins. And we saw that Sweet Guluva actually was in the losing team while Pilili was in the winning team, yet she permitted him to come around the kitchen and was doing some stuff. He was preparing something to eat, and she casually told him, you're not supposed to be in the kitchen. When he was done and told her thank you, she was like, oh, you're still in the kitchen. I'm like, Auntie, you're having interest in this guy at the expense of your own game. Focus and tell him, hey, wait, what do you want? Let me do it and I'll get it to you, or I can't do it. You have to wait for other people to come around so they get it done for you. And so, talking about Sweet Guluva, at the moment, see, it's something that is understandable. It is a natural thing to everybody. But then, people who do not have content, who are seemingly jealous of a ship and something that they're not having, they will keep talking, right? So we noticed that Mandy, Ezra, Sipesile, and Google were having a conversation. And here was Mandy indicating the fact that Sweet Guluva is very partial, and he's already lost himself in Ashley because of how he now reacts to things, instead of realizing that's how he's supposed to react to things generally. Now, what was this thing they were talking about? That somebody provoked Sweet Guluva, cursed or made a comment that it was like an insult or a curse, right? And Sweet Guluva flared up, sort of. Now, I didn't see that scenario, but these ones saw it. Many people saw it, and then Sweet Guluva tried to counter it as soon as it happened. But then these group of people to having this conversation are now like, but let's see how you react when it is Ashley who kind of like insults you or says those kind of words. And the other housemates were agreeing, saying that what it is that you can be harsh towards somebody that is not your friend or is not your lover, but when it comes to someone whom you're having such closeness and intimacy with, you would get to mellow down and all that. Ashley can easily shout or curse at people or make those kind of words to the public, but to other people in the house. But when it comes to Sweet Guluva, she would have some sort of sense. I'm like, well, it's something all of us can do, right?
Thank you. Welcome. We're still in the kitchen, bro.
I was explaining it to you then. I don't want to. At first, I wanted to try to say.